Cousin Internet. It's me, Cousin Todd, with Mama's Comedy Show. And with me is Cousin Ed.
Hey, Cousin Internet, it's me. I can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you can't.
I tried. I gave my best shot. Hi, everybody.
And it's Cousin Cody.
Hey! That's my Krusty the Clown.
It sounds more like a child molester.
Well, I mean...
I got a van.
hey, it's your crazy Cousin Cody, everybody.
I got popsicles.
Could you help me find this dog?
They're cold.
How?
These are warm.
Driving around for hours.
These are warm popsicles. Close your eyes.
Warm popsicles, cold dogs.
These popsicles are about 98.6 degrees. Close your eyes.
All right.
See, I was implying that it wasn't.
I know
A
what you
popsicle
were
at all.
It's like a
implying.
penis.
And we went there.
So how was your week?
It was fun. It was, here's the thing, Todd.
Oh, my gosh. That's huge. Congratulations.
Not that thing.
Oh.
No. After a while, you get used to hurdles. You're like, this is what I got now.
You know who gets used to hurdles?
People who run hurdle races.
Track stars.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have just said who.
Yeah.
Because I kind of stepped on your joke. So, I mean, were there ups and downs? Of course there were ups and downs.
Yeah.
But, it's the way it is. It is what it is. I hate that phrase.
It is what it is.
Is that
Yeah,
one of
people say it all the time.
Is that one of the 25 things that white people say? Have you seen that article? It's like,
yeah.
I think
I
it's
haven't
like,
seen
it
that.
Is what it is. Or I think that might be one. There's like a few.
White people say.
Or like the line just gets long right behind them. They're like, "We just got here just in time."
Yeah.
It's like stupid.
Yeah, they
shit
say
like that.
stuff like, can I have more napkins?
Nice.
I heard a white guy say that once.
And that's how it blew up. So, it sucks that we lost some of that audio right there.
No, my mic sounded like super funny, so I was just making sure that it sounded okay on the.
You sounded funny.
It's weird.
That's news.
You know, Ed, I'm going to keep throwing hurdles your way.
Well, I'm ready for them because they're my life now.
Right now, as we speak, I have someone slashing your tires.
Yeah, that's expected.
Is that
So that's what I
Francisco
mean.
is?
Now I just go, yeah, of course you do.
Also, I'm going to make some calls. My uncle, who's a senator, is going to vote for Kavanaugh.
And I'm not surprised. You know how I knew?
Yeah.
I know that you've said before you don't like going too political with
Yeah,
mamas and stuff like
right.
that. But here's how I knew that Brett Kavanaugh was going to get confirmed.
Okay.
Because he was nominated.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. That's it.
I had this, I guess, not epiphany, just kind of like a sad realization that it doesn't fucking matter.
Nope.
I don't want to say that because I still want people to go out and vote.
Yeah, poor Amy Schumer getting arrested for no reason. Hey, what are you protesting, Amy?
Yeah, leave protesting to the men because we're.
No, that's all I'm saying. I'm saying
Oh.
the bought and paid for aspect.
Oh, right, gotcha.
I mean, look at it. You got a 51-49 vote. You're
Yeah.
not going to beat it. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Thank you.
What's this all about?
That's a beer, Ed.
It's the first time he's ever had one. He
Is
just
that for
turned
me?
21.
Yeah.
I would like it. I can't have it though.
Why?
You know why?
Because you have a yeast infection.
Yes, my yeast
that-
infection. But,
I'll
yeah,
drink- yeah.
thank you.
Cool.
Thank
This is an
you,
interesting
though.
start of the
Thank you.
show.
Cody, your beard just got like twice as long when you double-fisted beers.
You're welcome.
You look, hey, your voice got deeper.
Hey.
Let me see your balls.
Hey.
Now you're Fat Albert, who's in jail for 3 years.
That's
We're hitting it all right now.
Fat Albert was the kid he grew up with.
Fat Albert
He-
is probably dead.
Bill was actually on the show. Bill and his
you know him formerly?
little brother Russell, who Bill Cosby's brother. Well, in that family, who knows? But his
I don't know why, but I felt very
was
awkward
Russell.
when you said Bill Cosby's son and put your hand right on my shoulder. Something about it felt
It
weird.
felt kind of right to me. Anyway, so yeah, those are all
Also,
kids he grew up with.
Another weird parallel that no one had, he handed you an alcoholic beverage,
I did.
which Bill
true.
Cosby was known to hand people alcoholic beverages.
He specifically said he didn't want to drink it.
Yeah.
I just
I
don't.
didn't order.
You
a
should have
drink.
made him sip it.
I just don't. I don't drink when I'm driving anymore.
It's that thing of that old thing. Hey, if we went camping and you woke up and your butt hurt, would you tell anyone? And when people are like, "No," go, "Hey, you want to go camping?"
Yeah, you're disgusting. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, the bread thing.
Yeah.
We
We
can
were
move on
talking
from
about
there.
your week, and then we're here.
I know. All right. So,
Yeah, we went from your week
We
to
went from hurdles to Brett Kavanaugh to
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much my week.
And now on to abortion. Jesus.
You're hilarious.
And now Cody's bringing up Jesus.
Really? I thought your was up. Don't we celebrate that every Easter
Oh, last week.
when we bring up Jesus?
Oh, I thought you meant like the abortion of Jesus. I was like, I don't think that's what it's
I
about.
don't
Yeah,
think-
but that's
not what Easter is.
That's in the Gnostic text.
That's how
that
strong
we don't read
he
anymore.
was. That's how strong he was. He fought it. He fought it off.
Yeah. Oh, good times.
So all right. Well, we
So
we
half
do
the
have
people that were listening have already tuned out.
I just looked at our numbers, and in the last 30 days, we have over 2,000 people listen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or is it one guy listening 2,000 times?
One guy who's going to murder all of us.
Hal. Hal's listening 2,000 times.
Hal
Got
is
to
like,
get 4 listens in today.
Hal is clearing space on his wall for our skin. It's going to be prominently displayed.
Yeah, everybody's laughing in the room except for Hal, who's just nodding silently. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's weird because he keeps offering me lotion.
I know. So,
All right.
Cody, how was your week? I'll take over Todd's spot.
It was great. I just got back from Vegas.
No hurdles?
No
Again?
hurdles. Well,
Life
I
is
lost,
fantastic?
I lost $200, but
Weren't you in Vegas just recently?
yeah, last week.
No. This is your first trip to
This
Vegas.
was my first time ever to Vegas.
Okay.
I left last Thursday. I flew into Los Angeles to my friend Croy, who lives out there. My friend Kip and I were flying out to meet with her.
Corey, Cody, and Kip.
Nope. It's Cody, Kip, and Croy. CROIX.
Croy.
Yeah.
That makes it better.
So
Oh,
we
if
were,
he was French, he would be LaCroix.
You guys are totally a frat team.
Yeah, well, it was a girl, so that's
Oh,
even
well,
weirder
you guys
for
are totally a frat team with a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, so back to Brett Kavanaugh then.
Yeah, right. Maura and Megan, and they're all very special to me.
I like beer.
No.
Cody.
What about you, Senator? Whatever.
Did you see the? Not to go back onto Brett Kavanaugh again, but did you see the? Oh shit! What's his name? HBO.
John Oliver?
John Oliver thing about that, where they played the clip of someone saying, "Have you ever had too many beers or blacked out from it?" And he goes, "I don't know. Did you?" And it was so defensive. And he's like, "If you ask someone if they sucked a dog's dick, and they said, I don't know, have you? You're talking to a person who's sucked a dog's dick."
That's what we do here on the podcast. We just take other people's bits and report them. John Oliver said,
I'll download the transcripts and we can just.
just for that one show, we'll just call it transcripts, and we'll just
Jack
one of
What's
us
the
will,
Daily Show this week?
one of us
what a
will be
great start.
Stephen Colbert, the other one will be John Oliver,
Guys,
the other one will be Seth Meyers.
More things have been produced in history. Like we have an endless supply of material. We can do Jack Benny, your money or your life.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
You know
I'll
that-
be
you know
Henny
that bit?
Youngman.
Ed, nobody knows who that is.
Oh, but Jack Benny, they're lining up around the corner.
Well,
we-
he had to do it for- he had to do it for his-
Rochester.
You guys, we have a guest here.
We do.
Look slowly. Look to your Cody, your left. Ed, look right in front of you. Yeah, he was there the whole time. Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
In my heart.
In your heart, he's.
I know who that is.
Do you?
Yeah, that's the famous Ben Brainerd.
Do you know if you say his last name is Brain Nerd?
I say Brainerd.
That's weird.
The French pronunciation.
Brain Nerd.
Brainerd.
And when he said that to me, when he said it's pronounced like brain and nerd, I realized you can't say those two words together without sounding like you really need some help. So I go, it's been Brain Nerd.
Very good.
Your
Todd-
fuzz,
Very
like your cover
good.
piece also moved weird as soon as you said bang nerd and just like moved.
Do
over the
that with
microphone.
anybody's name, it's going to sound like that.
Bud.
Todd Furian.
Well, yeah, but you're clearly special needs already. Look at the size of your head. All right, well, let's introduce him. Are you known by anything other than Ben Brainerd?
I hope not.
All right. That
Welcome, I hope
rapist
not.
from sorry. All right,
Yeah, that was my name. Get it right. That was,
His name is I Hope Not.
There
It
you
is Sioux Indian.
ladies and gentlemen. Wait, Ed, do you want to introduce him? You do
I
a
do.
really good cheesy intro guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, take them apart again, put them together again. It makes a wonderful sound for the comedy stylings of Ben Brainerd.
All right.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Fill in the time. Sorry. Honestly, when you were doing the intro, I was worried you were telling people to take me apart and then put me back together again. And,
That was my plan.
Wasn't sure I'd still work after that, but here we are. Thank you. Am I supposed to jump right in? Or?
Yeah, jump right in.
All right. So I'm not gonna look at any of you while I do this.
Just look
all
up
right.
there.
Yeah, I'm
It's
going.
better
to.
if you don't look at us because we slowly undress throughout the set.
It'll be a surprise when I make eye contact at the very end for the last joke. So my last name is Brainerd. We've gotten that addressed. It is pronounced like brain and nerd put together. So middle school was a lot of fun. I'd always have people come up to me like, "Oh, Brain, you must be smart," which wasn't fair because I never went up to anybody like, "Oh, hyphenated last name, you must be a mistake." Like I never, I never did that at all. I think the worst part is I'm not even related to Brainerd. Like you can look at my baby pictures and be like, "Oh, you have your mother's eyes and your dad's blanket." That's what that is. I looked so unlike my dad that whenever we went out in public, people thought I was adopted. Whenever they asked him about it, he'd be like, "Yeah, he's a rescue." Most nights, though, I feel like he really rescued me, It's a good time. It's not like we have nothing in common, though. Like, my dad is also not related to his dad, so that's a fun bond we have, Sometimes I'll walk up to him like, "I'll help you find your dad if you help me find mine." Be like a little father-son, father scavenger hunt, He hates it when I do that, so I do it all the time. I'm just saying there's no bond stronger than mutual abandonment. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I come from a whole long line of it, too. Like, I was abandoned, my dad was abandoned, his dad's really good at hiding, so we haven't asked him yet. But, like, if he were abandoned, too, who am I to break tradition? It's all right. I don't have kids anymore. When I was in third grade, I was grounded for winning a poetry competition. Yeah, you're right to laugh at that. It's ridiculous. My life is a joke. I wrote a poem called Shouting Shelley. And that's also my mom's name. So when I won the competition, I had to go home that night just to convince my parents not to come with me to the award ceremony. And I felt like Macaulay Culkin trying to put a fun twist on Home Alone 5 or whatever. I was like, "How about you guys stay and I go?" And they were like, "No." And they came. They sat front row. And I looked my mom dead in the eyes. I read to her a poem called Shouting Shelley. And right in that moment, I felt like the band at the end of the Titanic. I was like, "Yeah, I'm going down. But I'm going to keep talking." And my mom, she turned beet red from embarrassment. And my dad didn't stop laughing for 4 days. It was incredible. And then they had to get up on stage with me to accept the award. And I was just hiding behind my dad, waiting for the end of the ceremony or my life, whichever one came first at that point. And I was watching this woman read from the podium, and she goes, "And up on stage with Ben to accept his award are his two loving parents, Roger and Oh, no. Why did you do this?" And I was 8. I was like, "I don't know. I want to go home." And that's what my dad thought it'd be a really good idea to look at my mom and go, "I bet you wish you could shout right now." Yeah, so my parents are divorced. I told that story to a friend of mine who teaches at an elementary school now, and she told me if a student brought that poem in, she'd have to call home to make sure everything was all right. But I wrote that poem 15 years ago. My teacher was just like, "Hey, isn't that your mom's name?" I was like, "Yeah. It's a good poem." It's a good poem. Which kind of made me feel like Dr. Seuss if we were afraid of his mother. Like, that's the vibe I had through third grade. I'd write poems like How the Grinch Gave Birth and Horton, Here's a Beating Coming, stuff like that. I actually I wrote a poem for you guys tonight if you wanna hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is "Oh, the Places You'll Go." by Dr. Seuss if he were afraid of his mother. All right, this is Oh, the places you go, Dr. Seuss, afraid of his mother. Oh, the places you'll go, like straight to your room. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. My parents are divorced, though. That part is serious. They've moved on a little bit, though. My mom recently got remarried. Give it up for her, everybody in the room. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. And my dad recently got robbed by a woman he met online. So they're handling it differently. Yeah. Both doing well. Both doing so well. My dad called me from an unknown number out of Texas, and I answered it because I live life on the edge. And he said, hey, I had a woman spend the night last night. When I woke up this morning, all my stuff was gone. By the way, this is your father. And I was like, I think you should have led with that. For a second there, I thought you were just a really depressing telemarketer. He was like, hey, I just lost all my stuff, but you won a free cruise to the Bahamas. I'm going to die alone. But you're going to live it up for 3 nights and 4 days. All right. Para español, toca el dos. It was weird. It was a weird phone call from my dad. And I go, hey, man, if she took all of your stuff, how are you calling me right now? And he goes, I found a payphone. And I said, where did you find a payphone? What year is this, 1986? How did you find a woman online and a payphone on the street in the same day? Is this the Twilight Zone? He goes, very funny, so you're not going to help me? I'm like, no, I'll help you. What's your pager number, man? You think I can fax you some money? Does the Pony Express run on Tuesdays? He hung up on me. It was a great day. It was... And my mom did get remarried. She got remarried on Thursday, and I found out on Facebook. Yeah. She didn't invite me to the wedding, and I called her, and I was like, why didn't you invite me to the wedding? And she goes, I didn't think you'd want to go. And I said, you're right, but it would have been nice to have the opportunity to say no. She hung up on me. It was a really good day. It was a twofer. It was a really good day. I think I got time for one more, so I'll just do one more. I'm 22 years old, and I know I'm not a very cool person because up to this point in my life, the coolest I've ever felt was when a black guy told me, yo, I fuck with you. Yeah. But I didn't know what he meant, you know. Couldn't let him know that, though. It was the closest thing I ever had to street cred. So I was just like, yeah, bro, I'd fuck you, too. Yeah. We're dating now. Okay. All right. That's my... I don't even know how long that was, but I think that felt good.
Ben Brainerd. Stick around for more Ben Brainerd sitting down with Mama's Comedy Show.
There's something we've done in the past with other comedians because we've been having them on fairly frequently now. We are experts in comedy. I don't know if you could tell by our Brett Kavanaugh.
I was loving it.
Yeah.
Banter. I think it's called a banter.
Sure, you can call it that.
Do you have any jokes right now that you're working on that you don't think are quite there yet that we can doctor up and fix for you? Any bits that you or an idea that you have that you're not sure how to work it into a bit yet?
I have a few that I've worked on a little bit, but I don't really do very often because I'm not sure how they go, and I'm sure I'll probably just get a couple ideas for them.
Let's hear it.
So I was passing a shop on International Drive recently, and the front of the door just said BDSM. Yeah, intriguing, right? I investigated. Yeah, it was beauty day spa and massage. So I was a little disappointed. Probably not as disappointed as other people have been, though, because I imagine people walk in there excited and they just leave sexually frustrated. But with radiant skin, you know, because you have to go through with it at that point. And I was standing there, I was looking at the door, and I realized for the first time in my life I didn't know what BDSM stood for. Like, I knew what it meant, I knew what it implied, but I didn't know what it stood for, which I think is kind of fair, because, like, when I was growing up, there wasn't, like, an episode of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse that ended with, like, oh, today's episode was brought to you by the letter B. Can you say bondage? Like, yeah. And that's not a thing you can ask your parents. What if they know? So now every time I see the word BDSM, I just think bondage, day spa, and massage. Which I think would be a really fun place to own. If people walk in and be like, "Oh, what are you here for today, ma'am?" And she's like, "Oh, just the facial." And you're like, "Haha, yeah, you are."
See, I think that's your joke right there.
I think
Just
you
that
don't
I
go-
should skip the whole.
No, I think you have to skip the whole thing.
I don't think you see a doctor if you're healthy. That's a fine
Yeah,
joke.
that's a good
Everything
joke.
Everything you said is fine. It doesn't need to be worked on. Put that in the act. Leave it alone.
Ed is lazy when
No,
it comes to
it
doctoring.
was perfectly fine.
No,
There
it's
was
a-
nothing
I
wrong
only
with
had
it.
one thought was that, but at the beginning of it, because I didn't know where it was going until the end, which was it was a fine by itself. But I was thinking that like you saw someone walking out full dressed in like the ball gag and
yeah,
everything, and
okay.
I'm just like, don't even fucking waste your time. Like just
All right.
Where like
Something
like
to
if-
that effect.
I think the bit works, and I think if you do that in any sort of club scenario, people are going to laugh at it. I think the strongest moments of it are that first the BDSM reveal of what it was, and the closing. I would say you could condense it even to where you say, it said BDSM, which stood for beauty.
Day spa and
Day spa
massage.
massage.
Yeah, get it right. We're going there after this. So.
Right, and then, but if you do that and say, if someone went in there for a facial, I'm like, oh yeah, you are. Like I think because
Okay.
you have two stronger laughs back to back. But I like I said, I agree with Ed. It's strong the way it is. We're
Okay,
just-
Yeah.
Ed, can you say your thing again? So I just feel good about
It's
myself.
fine. Listen, we're vaudeville. You're Showtime. Just go do what you got to do.
Showtime.
Showtime.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
gonna help
know,
you
I'm
work
trying to
your
do something
jokes
different.
and stuff. Except for Ed. Ed is just gonna sit there and just tell you to go fuck yourself because it's already good.
that's
I-
it.
the
That's
kid,
fine.
He knows what he's doing, and I'm like three
Sorry
times
that
his
we
age. What do
promised you something and then Ed just kind of gave
Cody,
out.
what am I going to
So-
offer him?
Do you? I have a.
That's a great question. We've
I'm
been
no-
asking that for a while.
I have a
Ed.
BDSM.
Croy. I'm not a Croy. What do I know?
I have a BDSM joke, and it's this woman comes to her husband and she says, "Honey, I was cleaning our son's room. He's only 9 years old, and when I looked under his bed, I saw these whips and I saw these chains and I saw these BDSM magazines. Like, what are we supposed to do?" And the husband says, "I don't know, but for sure as fuck, we shouldn't spank him."
Are you looking for advice?
No,
Okay. I was-
Tell him.
I didn't write that joke.
Yeah, here's the thing about that, and I brought this up before. On this very same podcast. I understand Ben doing his stuff because Ben is crafting jokes and whatnot. I still don't get, and we've already had this conversation, but I want to just bring it up again. I still don't get why we're telling jokes in the beginning of an improv show. They're two different animals.
Yeah, but again,
I haven't heard
Okay.
this argument.
yeah. So
I hate a.
I have
Ed
thoughts.
said
hates
it before.
Ed hates A material, but here's what like the regulars. Do you guys like A material?
Of
Yeah.
course they do.
They like
but they-
the
I'm not
material.
talking about them. I'm
It's-
talking about
But
me
the
performing
reason that it's so
it. Listen, I said this before. I said watching A material when I was here in the audience, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about doing it.
yeah no, you're wrong still.
Bold.
You don't get it. You don't get it. I enjoy it when I'm watching it, and I'm sure other audience members do. But when I'm performing it, I fucking hate it because it's just me.
It's
Ed.
That wasn't even anywhere. You didn't even make a joke. All you did was just say what I said.
Yeah, I know.
You got to make
And
it.
it's
I thought you were
still
gonna go somewhere. I thought you were
funny.
gonna go somewhere
Still
with that.
funny.
it's two different. Improv and stand up are two different ways to play the same
But
sport.
we don't do stand up. The pre-show to our show
Is stand-up,
No,
and then-
it's jokes, and
Oh.
we call it the A material because the entire audience is involved. When we say a punchline, the entire audience says, "Hey."
And I still do the jokes. It's not like
Okay.
I'm coming
And
up going,
does-
I hate this.
as
No, I just do the
we're
jokes.
loading the theater, we do it. And what it does is, one, the audience is getting to know our personality based on our
No,
jokes.
I disagree.
Two, they're laughing.
They're
It's
getting
warming
engaged.
Up. It's
That's-
a warm up to the
that is
show
true.
for sure.
That is true. I disagree on the personality, though.
You
No,
disagree
I-
on the personality?
No, I think we do because we definitely see Ed's personality because he hates the shit out of it and shows it the whole time he's performing it.
Cody walks up and to the microphone. What's the first thing you say before you tell
Oh,
jokes?
I'm gonna tell all of my jokes like a terrible stand-up comedian because I am one, and then I deliver my
yeah,
first
and then
line.
he delivers like a cheesy
a
joke.
good preface,
And then
yes.
throughout the night,
I'm not good.
Anytime-
Look it all up.
Let 'em
anytime-
know.
Cody has this ability to tank a joke and get a laugh with it because he sets himself up as I'm terrible at this, and then he's funny, and everything that he does that's funny is a win already. But then if he misses one, if he takes a swing and a miss, he just waves to the audience, and they go, "Ha ha ha! He told us he wasn't funny." and they laugh.
And he was
now
right. He was right. Look at that little fuck.
Oh man, he's
Tony
not
does
funny,
that
but he
too.
can see
Tony
the
J.
future.
Yeah,
It's insane.
Tony does that too. I cross the line, and you hate the bit.
So that is
Everybody has a part.
I do. Hey, man, if that's going to be my part, I'll do my part.
that is a part of stand-up comedy, though. Is just your stage presence. Because if you listen to like some people like Stephen Wright, he has no emotions. He has no emotions. He doesn't move. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's just monotone, and he looks like he hates life. But he'll say the dumbest things, and you'll laugh at it. Same with Mitch Hedberg. Like
Yeah.
there's a Stephen Wright
God, I love
joke,
Mitch Hedberg.
no emotions whatsoever, and he just goes like, "My dog has a website. All it is pictures of naked cats." It makes absolutely no sense, but the way that he does it,
Mitch
you have to
Hedberg,
laugh
though.
at
Mitch
it.
Hedberg, my
Mitch
Has
favorite.
a
Hedberg-
great delivery. For
Oh,
everything.
it's beautiful, but
His
at the
delivery
same
is almost
time,
like if you've never seen him before, hearing his voice, you know what he looks like.
yeah,
Because he does that. A friend of mine asked me if I want a frozen banana, and
Yeah,
I
something
said,
like that, yeah.
No, but I want a regular banana later, so yes.
One
Yeah.
time I didn't have a candle, so instead I bought a cake.
Thanks for coming out. I'm Mitch Hedberg. I wanted to be part
Dude,
of it.
that was
Dogs are
good.
forever in the push-up position. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. My mom loves those applause breaks. Yeah, that was for my mom.
Does anyone do stand-up karaoke? Is that a thing?
Okay,
but
there
but
is.
We're back to
Sort
Oh
of.
no, I did see a guy. When it wasn't stand-up karaoke, it was just an open mic,
Like a
and this
tribute
guy
comic?
shouldn't have been. He literally went on stage and he was like, "I'm just gonna do a straight 10 minutes of Robin Williams stand-up," and he tried his best to do straight up Robin Williams set, and just like. It was just like everybody that was sitting in this coffee shop was like, "What the fuck are we doing?" Like he's just like trying to do it verbatim, but like a shittier version of it.
I really like how you described that as, and then he tried his best. Not, and then he did well, or and then he did poorly. It was just, and then he tried.
Well, the audience could see the effort. They were like, well, you know what? He was
Here's the-
there.
No, nobody clapped.
Here's the
You're giving him way too much credit. Nobody clapped.
Here's the thing about trying to do Robin Williams set. He didn't even know. Robin Williams doesn't even know Robin Williams
No,
set.
of course
Like,
not.
if you go see Robin Williams perform for 3 nights in a row, the same venue and everything, he's going to do a different show for you every single
he
night.
provides
If you're going to
the
watch
shit
Robin
out of
Williams perform now, you're going to get a very different show than you would have.
There's
10
going to be
years
a
ago.
whole lot of nothing going on.
yeah.
Oh,
be a
this one's
hologram.
sad. This one's
He's
sad
opening
real
for Mitch
quick.
Hedberg.
I hate everything that we're talking about right now.
Mitch Hedberg was by far one of, I think, my favorite comedian growing up, and it's
All right. Have you ever had an original thought or like?
No, I've never had an original thought. I've always been streamlined by the media.
I've said this.
There you go.
I've said this before on the podcast, but Richard Pryor was always my favorite because I remember growing up, and my brother's over there.
I remember growing up.
Where did he go? Oh, he left. But when we were growing up, we went to my cousin's house in Ohio, and they had a
Where
Richard
in
Pryor
Ohio?
album, Youngstown,
Youngstown.
Ohio.
Yes, no, but like what part? Youngstown.
Was part of Youngstown?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It sounds like such a small city. It's like
was-
north or south of the one light. It's
It
like,
was
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
corn. There was a lot of corn.
Oh yeah. The corner. Okay, yeah,
got it,
But,
yeah.
but the first time I heard Richard Pryor, I mean, first of all, I probably didn't know half of the words that he was saying, but I was laughing my ass off at everything because he was doing all of these characters and all these voices. And then now, when I go and back and watch him now, he's a different beast of a stand-up comic because yes, he did some stories from life. He
Yeah.
would just talk to the audience, but he would go into characters for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Where he would not break that character. Like when he would do Mudbone, and he would do basically a one-act play as this character, or what he set up one about talking about winos, and a wino ain't afraid of anything but running out of wine. You could put a wino up against Dracula, and then 10-minute routine as a wino. You never hear the other side of the conversation, but you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Where he's this wino yelling at Dracula for peeping in these people's window, and it's just this funny fucking bit. He's one of the. I've said this before on the podcast. I was leaving a show here one night, and I had Sirius XM in my car, and
Richard Pryor was in the passenger seat.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's-
That's how serious works.
And
It's that serious. Have you not?
Well,
yeah, it's insane.
Jesus took the wheel. But they
That one
were
was
playing
harder
a
to
bit, a Richard Pryor bit on the Comedy Station, and after the bit ended, they played another Richard Pryor bit. And I was like, oh, maybe it's like a 2 for Tuesday sort of thing. And then they played another bit, and then I had that because he was sick, and I had that like, oh no. And then the guy came on, and hey, 2 hours ago, Richard Pryor, died, and that was probably the first celebrity death that I kind of felt really emotional about. Like that actually kind of tore me. I went to Target on my way home and bought every single Richard Pryor movie that I didn't already own, and then just we did a binge watching.
It really shows how much you really cared about Richard Pryor. The fact that you had to go out and buy the movies you didn't.
The
have
ones
them.
that I didn't have. The ones that I didn't have. I already had a bunch, but the ones that I didn't have, I was never a huge fan of. What was it? Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights, I wasn't a huge fan of because that to me felt like more of an Eddie Murphy masturbation movie.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, after
they
Robin
all are.
Williams died, I had to go buy Flubber. It was really ridiculous.
Hey, fun fact. Do you know what his name is in the movie Flubber?
Robin
Nope. That's his name outside of Flubber, actually.
Williams.
Nope. It's Dr. Brainerd.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Was
yeah.
that you?
It was me. It was me the whole unmasked. Robin Williams is alive and he's 22. Weird.
22.
Okay. We just can
Oh
go
my
over
gosh,
that.
you
We don't
just-
have to stick on that.
Look at Ed right now. You just reminded Ed that death is a real thing.
That's right.
And it's
It's
a new
okay.
hurdle for his week.
That's right. That's right. New one.
Ed, does it bother you that I ran the hurdles in high school? Which was like
No.
yesterday for me.
No, I actually am quite intrigued.
They suck. They're awful. Never do them. If you see a real hurdle, just know I'm better off not having gone over that.
Well, here's the thing about hurdles is if you move your running lane to the right or left about a foot, you have no hurdles.
Oh, but they actually put the hurdle. They're straight across. Everyone.
Kick them over.
They just kind of
The people.
I don't.
Yeah.
Not
They're
the
kind of
hurdles.
like. Have you remember those like mighty beans that would just kind of roll around?
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those were like hurdles. Yeah. Okay.
Cody said sure, like
okay.
at first, and
No, I genuinely
No, he
knew.
knows.
Did you
Cody
really?
knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking
I know
about
Mighty
this
Beans.
before the show
Yeah, we
started.
did.
oh, that was the Mighty Beans conversation you guys.
yeah.
were
Yeah,
having.
yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't
That's
know?
why I was
Okay.
late. I actually was here since like before 9 o'clock.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Let me just do a different one. For
know exactly what
So,
Mighty Beans
have
are.
you ever seen one of those like punching bags that's like full of water on the bottom? So when you hit it, it just kind of comes
Yeah.
right back up. Okay, that's a giant mighty bean, by the way. But
I do know what Mighty Beans are. It's very
I-
frustrating that people are making a joke.
See,
I
when I-
know it.
When we didn't call them Mighty Beans. When I was growing up, we called those nerds.
No, we got it.
my last name has nerd in it. Okay, but
Brain nerd.
yeah. I don't wear glasses, but I am the part. So what I'm just like hurdles, they have a curve at the bottom. So if you hit them, they just come right back up.
Yeah.
They just fall over and they come back.
So what he's saying is your problems aren't going anywhere, Ed.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
they're
right.
staying right
But
here.
they're not problems anymore. They're part of my life, like I said.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
as
like-
long as you just keep running, it is a circular track, so you'll hit them again, just like
one of those trick
not for a
candles.
while.
You light it on fire and then you blow it out, and then you realize your friends are fucking assholes.
You
and
know the
betrayed you.
worst? I've seen more of those
That took a turn.
prank
Sorry.
candles
It was a really
at
dark
like an
joke.
old person's birthday. Where like they give those prank candles to an old person, I'm like, that's the worst thing because now you're really gonna kill this person.
Well, especially if they have Alzheimer's.
And especially
They
since
have
you're like,
no idea they even blew out the candle in the first place. It is a new experience every time.
Can I have that?
Yeah,
Sweet.
please take it.
Can I have that?
That was-
Using that, can I pick that one up?
Can I take that one?
yeah.
can I Carlos Mencia that?
Woo, at least I asked. You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
Carlos Mencia is just gonna do it and be like, "Good luck, dude."
The closest encounter to Carlos Mencia I ever had was in Ybor City. I was waiting for my friends to come out of an improv festival, and I was sitting on like this one-way street that had like no streetlights, like outside of a hotel.
yeah,
that was
and the
in Ybor.
only words they could say were "dun dun dun."
Yeah, exactly. It was the only way you could turn them on. It was like instead of the clap on, clap off. It was. I was like laying down. I was talking to my girlfriend at the time, and I all of a sudden just heard someone get out, and like I was parked on the street, and I heard someone behind me, and I kind of stood up, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's Carlos Mencia!" And I'm on the phone. She was like, oh, go say hi. I was like, there's nobody else on the street. And it's pitch black. I was like, I'm going to get out of my car, and it's just him and his, like, handler or whatever. I was like, that's fucking awful. I was like, hey, Carlos Mencia, I don't watch your comedy. Like, what am I supposed to say?
Hey, Carlos, heard you're an awful person. Can I have your autograph?
What are your ticket prices, bro? Yeah, so I didn't. Get out. I hid.
Yeah.
I hid from Carlos Mencia.
Have you ever seen one of those movies or like TV shows where like someone will say something, he's got like the sidekick that will just like repeat it,
Like Biff's sidekick friends, Billy Zane.
Yeah, or like yeah from The Sandlot. I mean, he didn't really repeat what he was saying, but he was there and he was like yeah. That's kind of how I imagine Carlos Mencia, but he says your thing and then gets paid for it, so it's like way more annoying.
We need to bring back that guy.
Carlos
guy?
Carlos
Mencia?
Mencia?
No, the guy to follow you around and repeat everything you say like it was the greatest thing ever.
That's a hype man.
No. Not a hype man comes before you and he gets the people ready for you. This is like
he's like right after you say something.
this is like a younger brother that has to be included.
Like if I'm
Sure,
like,
sure, okay,
hey,
yeah.
fuck you, Cody, and then Ed's
Yeah,
like,
fuck you, Cody.
Yeah.
I don't mean it though. I don't mean it. I love you, Cody.
He's a hype man, I guess.
Well, this is why you're not in the rap game.
That's right. It's true.
Speaking of rap game, Francisco just walked in the room. Hey, Francisco!
That's not Francisco. That's his twin brother.
Oh, shit.
The hype man, Francisco.
Yeah, it's his evil twin.
Francisco has an album coming out. When does it? Do you have a release date?
For the album, probably November 9th, and for the single, October 19th.
November 9th for the album and the single November 19th.
Shouldn't it be flip
I
flop?
feel like you said that backwards.
October 19th
October 19th
for the
is the
single.
Okay.
All right.
You
Well,
should,
okay.
I feel like you should have flip flopped
the good news
announcement
is
around.
we just confused everyone.
Definitely the album's coming out. Answering his question first, and then I mentioned the single part.
Okay, you're getting very
Okay.
aggressive.
Is the single going to be
evil
on
twin.
the album?
Yeah, the single's called Introvert Party Anthem.
The single is called Introvert.
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 The album's called Odd Man Out.
Okay, but I feel like the single should be the odd.
Do
one
you have a number
out.
Odd Man Out? Is there a track called Odd Man Out?
And Introvert Party Anthem. I've heard the album. It's pretty good.
Lends itself most to a single, so.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Francisco rap before?
No, can we?
He's amazing.
I'll give up my seat if he wants to rap for no beat in front of a
I
bunch
can
of
be
Cody,
Francisco.
people.
do you want to do a little? Do you want to do a thing?
Not
All right.
do you want to? Will you?
All right. So Cody's gonna
You might want to adjust my mic.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
I'll be back.
give me a test. Okay. So now we got to get a subject for you, right?
Sure.
Ed's gonna. Ed, what are you doing?
Why are you adjusting your pants, Ed?
We can't hear it, Ed. Ed's playing with his zipper.
I'm just
trying to
creeping-
get a
Sometimes
sound.
you get that. Sometimes you get that scratch thing with
Instead
the
of-
zipper.
I was
just
just
looked like you
creepily
were
watching
jerking
you
off.
move your zipper up and down.
If you do that with a jacket, you can get the scratch thing like for a rap
God,
album.
that is
Good to have you
nightmare. That is
back.
nightmare fuel.
If
Yeah.
you do it with your pants, you can get arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So
I really thought it would
Wait,
work.
you're going to start rapping here? I got this.
That was disturbing.
I really thought it would work.
Ed really loves rap. He's gonna show you his dick.
Yep.
This is why Francisco doesn't do the
All right.
podcast.
This is Gabby and Gavin.
Hello.
They're a couple. They're both G's.
Ooh, okay.
They're both names start with G.
Mm-hmm.
So where did you guys meet? They met in high school, so you know this is meant to last.
Okay.
And they're both engineers.
Ooh, all
Or
right.
both
Fancy.
in school for engineering.
Nice.
And what's a hobby that you both love? Math.
All right. They
All
are
right.
G's. Yeah.
So Cody, give us a beat.
When I get upset, I need to be spending cheers. Cause I'm hanging with my buddies, they're a bunch of engineers. When I'm going outside, then I gotta take a bath. And my favorite hobby, that would be math. Cause when I do it all the time and I get all dramatic, they'll even be more happy than a bunch of mathematics. Look at me, dude, look at me there. E equals MC squared. That's not a math equation, but I still said it anyway. When I got to Einstein, then I'm gonna go and play. He looked at me and he said, what you got written? I said, it's a riddle and it's gonna be hitting. So I gave it to him. He said, can you solve it? He said, I can solve it and then I can absolve it. And that means that he took out all of its sins. And then I did the math equation all for the win. Word.
Freaking amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no, for real. I've seen Francisco do that so many times, and every time he does it, I'm still like, fuck you.
That specific rap too, for word for word. Yeah.
That's the rap I do for everything. If you said they have chihuahuas, I would start off like, I'm spending cheer with engineers, no matter what they said.
And now I do the zipper part.
Yeah, now do the zipper part.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll mix it in later.
We'll do that in post.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we should wrap this up because we have a show.
No, wrap
All
this
right.
up. I see what you did there.
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
It's my move.
Ed,
Yes.
what did you learn today?
Oh wow. I learned so very much. I learned that Ben is a talented comedian who thinks that his jokes need to be fixed, but they really don't. And I learned that we think that we can fix jokes when we probably can't.
Okay. All right. Fair
There
enough.
you go.
Cody, what did you learn tonight?
I learned that as funny as it is, it's still wrong to use trick candles on old people with Alzheimer's.
Francisco, did you learn anything here?
Yeah, I learned to mention my single first and then the album.
Ben, did you learn anything with us?
I learned that you can rhyme solve it with solve it like 3 times in a row, and people will still clap for you.
No, actually, it was solve it and absolve it, and that's why I said the sin thing. I went to solve it, and then he went to absolve it, and then went to sin.
I learned that Ben is my favorite person in the world.
Ben, do you want me to take down my zipper for you?
Calm down, R. Kelly. We don't need to.
I don't know who that is. I'm old.
He peed on a 16-year-old girl. So
I don't know what that is.
Girl,
You don't know what a
peeing,
16-year-old girl
16.
Yes, all the above.
Okay, so I think we have time
We
to
don't
break
have
this
time.
down.
No, we don't
no,
have time
no.
to do that. I'll draw on the picture later.
I'll come back later. We'll
do it in
a
Is
whole-
that like a
Yeah.
Trump thing? It's a Trump thing.
Okay, yeah, for now.
And I learned something tonight too. Francisco just shook his
Hey,
hand.
Todd, what did you learn tonight?
Well, I was going to tell you, Ed. Tonight,
What did you learn tonight, Todd?
Ed, tonight I learned
What was it? What did you learn?
that Ed, you are a fan of music. So much a fan that even simple beatboxing gets you to flip your dick out in front of a whole room full of people.
Well said.
We'll post the video of that later. All right, we're Mama's Comedy Show. We're here every Friday night at 10 p.m. Call 407-363-1985 to make a reservation. You can find me, Todd, on Twitter and Instagram at Todders. My Snapchat and Xbox Live is Duty Poo Poo. Ed, where are you?
In traffic most of the time in Orlando.
Fair enough. Cody.
I actually have a few projects coming up. One is on the 15th. I'll be at Cole doing a thing called Causing a Scene, where I'll be teaming up with 3 people I've never performed before with, as well as a prequel to our thing for the Creative City project that's happening, the immersive thing that's taking all of downtown Orlando on the 19th and 20th. I'm hosting one of the stages on Saturday. And I'm also part of a thing called Flashlight, which is where we are telling camp stories, improvised camp stories from different suggestions. We're doing 3 different ones, and all the audience has 500 different flashlights that they're going to be shining and illuminating the actual thing with. And we're telling campfire stories that are all made up right there off
That
the
sounds
spot.
fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. We have
You guys
several
all
different
hit
shows.
George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic flashlight.
Yeah, we sure do. Yep,
should.
all of those
You
things
should.
that I
Everybody
understand.
should all sing.
Yep, I understand
All
all
right.
of those references.
And R. Kelly.
6:15, 8:15, and 9:30 on both Friday and Saturday, the 19th and the 20th.
I think I'm going to one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will be there for the 8:15 and 9:30 on Friday, and then the last show on 9:30 for.
Will you do any
Saturday, but-
beatboxing?
I can, but
All right,
it won't
'cause
make any sense.
I'm going with Ed.
Oh, perfect. So I want him to just point the flashlight at your own dick so that everybody can see, because
all right.
the only way to shake the light.
Ben, where can
Hello.
people find you?
Okay, so I have a few shows. If you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Facebook at comedian Ben Brainerd, and that's Brain ARD. And then I have Instagram. It's Ben_Brainerd. Twitter's Ben_Brainerd, and that's full of gold if you want to waste time on there. I have a few shows coming up. On October 12th, I'll be in St. Augustine at the Corazon Cinema and Cafe. I'm doing comedy there. And then the 18th, 19th, and 20th, I'm at Gregory's Upstairs Comedy Club in Cocoa Beach. And the 23rd, I'm in Jacksonville for the After Dark Comedy Show.
Nice. Francisco, where can people find you?
Actually, after all these years, I finally joined the Instagram bandwagon. Woohoo! So follow me on Instagram at Franco, FRANCO _original, RIGINAL. And also Franco Original is my rap name for my rap album.
Can you be more involved than Eric has ever been? Eric Novella.
What's that?
So can you be more involved on Instagram than Eric Novella was?
I mean, I've done 2 posts in a week. That's like more than he does. So I'm on fire.
Down.
And also get the Franco Original Odd Man Out coming out on November 9th.
On iTunes.
And just to
iTunes,
educate,
iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, most places where you get music
Right.
online.
just to educate me, I'm going to investigate all those things and find out what the heck he was talking about.
R. Kelly?
Yeah, that too. But here's a little something for my friend Cody. Ladies and gentlemen, George Clinton in Parliament Funkadelic with the
All right.
classic
Great.
flashlight.
Now you have to stop that because we can't afford to pay for that. Yeah, great. Our whole podcast is ruined now.
They
because
can't clear
Ed-
that
You can
sample.
play like 10 seconds.
Ed wants
We
to
don't
have a-
own the
No,
right.
I got.
We don't own the rights to it except for Ed.
I got
Ed Bud
10
says he owns the
seconds
rights to all of that.
That's
Oh,
right.
so that's all the time we have. We have to get ready for our show.
Yeah.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.